Good morning, friends. Is this Bushbox Outdoor Pocket Stove worth the space in your pack? We're going to find out right now. Good morning, YouTube. Another video for you today. A good friend of mine has graciously allowed me to use his little hunt camp here. We're not super remote. There's no houses or nobody lives around here, but there is a road not too far from where we are. They use the bush in here to do some hunting. And right now I've got this little area to myself to do a little bit of testing. So I bought this little tiny pocket stove. Really small, fits in your pocket, really light. So we're going to put it together and put it to the test, and you can decide if it's worth a spot in your pack. So here is the stove. See here, it comes in a bunch of different pieces. It comes with this little, this little cloth bag here. Looks like it's already starting to rip, so I'm not totally impressed with that, but let's see how the stove itself holds up. So these look like the trivets. So you can put your pot or pan on. Then looks like you've got your sides or front back. Little ash, or that looks like the bottom. This is your ash container, and that's your front. So you can see here, we've got a little kind of hook and loop system. Just snaps in nicely. You hear that little click. So it looks like there's a couple different configurations. You see there's two slots here. This little ash pan can go on the bottom or the top, I guess. And depending if you're burning on the ground or were you worried about starting a fire, this would probably better off going on the bottom in that situation, where any ashes or coals that fall through would sit in there. But I'm not worried about that today, so I'm going to actually put this on the bottom and configure it a little bit differently. Test it out. It's going to give us a little bit more room this way. Okay, so again, this is your, I guess, protector. You can put that underneath, or it would normally slide in this slot here, and this tray here would be up a little higher, but I elected to set it up this way. It's going to give us a little bit more room to burn inside there. Okay, and these are the trivets. So these would go here, and you see I can have it sit flush. Depending on the type of pan or container you have, you can have it that way, or you can have it sit up a little bit higher to give a little bit more airflow if needed. I just had the easiest time ever getting some firewood. There's a whole stack of it behind me, so I just picked up a few pieces that were already cut, and I just sliced them up, and I found an old branch here as well, so I'm going to use a couple pieces of that and see how this lights. Now I'm going to just kind of pack these in here. Some people are going to try different things, and I'm sure someone will have a better way of doing it. That's fine. But this is just how I want to try it for now. I'd like to just get some kind of coals in there or some small fire started. Play a little Tetris, and there it is. Packed in nicely. Okay, I've made a bunch of shavings and small little feather sticks here, and I'm going to kind of jam those in the spot here. I'm going to hope that with a little cotton ball on top that those are going to take, and then eventually catch these big ones as well. So perfect. And I got a few small little pieces around here. I'm going to try to just help that along without drowning it, hopefully, of air. About 5 minutes in. Looks like it's going pretty good. I'm going to brew up. I'm not going to do this whole thing. Maybe fill it up about halfway with coffee. It looks about 2 cups of water, give or take here. We're going to see how it does. Guys, so the test was a pass. I mean, it boiled, this was, it says here about 4 cups full. Actually, it was mistaken, thought that was 2 cups, but it's 4 cups full of water, and it boiled that no problem, and even managed to percolate that for about 10 minutes. I did have to add a little bit of wood after the boil, but it boiled it no problem at all with just the wood that I packed in there, so very good. One more test I want to do. It looks like I've stuffed this with a few more pieces of wood, and now this grill's a little bit big, but I'm wondering if I could maybe cook something up on there. I like that sound. Nice. Well, thanks for sticking with me so far. I'm going to give you some of my final thoughts about this stove. This is the Bushcraft Essentials Pocket Stove. You know what? For the form factor and the weight, I'm going to definitely carry this in my pack again. It was relatively easy to set up, and it was really easy to start a fire. And this thing also is very flexible in the way you can set it up. You see here, I set up the bottom down here, or I could have set it up here. You see how there's a setting there? And it would have worked fine as well, except I wanted it to give me a little bit more burn time, which it did perfectly. And today was a windy day, and you saw in some of those shots that the flames were getting shot out, and it still boiled the coffee no problems. There were several cups in there. I was able to boil coffee, boil the water up pretty quickly, and it kept the boil going. When the boil slowed down, I just used the front load here to add a couple of sticks, and you know, that definitely brought it up again. So that's very good. Couple of cons. The only one I can really think of is well, the case. I didn't realize it, but it was not too far from the stove, and I guess it must have got a little ember on it, and well, the rest is history. There's no more case. It's very flammable. I guess it could be a pro. If you have flint and steel, you could easily start a fire with one of these, no problem at all, because it was just smoldering away. But I'll find another case for it, no problem at all. The other one is taking it apart isn't the easiest thing. It would have been real nice if it was you know, kind of one piece accordion style, that were just fold in and fold out. But you know, they've made it pretty lightweight and you know, compact, so I'm not going to complain too much. And I definitely do like the stove, and you know, I think if you give it a try, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Thank you guys again for watching. I really loved having you here. If you liked the video, why don't you give a subscribe, give me a thumbs up, it's going to help me out, and please come back and see me in the next video. See you then.